Welcome back to Real Shift, where we like to talk real shit all day, every day, all for the love of movies. I am Joe. Before I get into it, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Any little bit of feedback or support would be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, I'm going to get right into it because we have yet another policy change as it pertains to the Academy Awards. So I made a video, I guess it was now a week or two ago, and it was talking about the new diversity policy with the Academy Awards and how, if you actually watched the video, I did say there was a lot of positive in the new policy, and I was encouraged by a lot of it. Specifically the stuff about increasing the number of nominees for Best Picture. I thought that was great. And just the idea of making diversity a priority as it pertains to the business side of things and hiring people and stuff like that. Like, obviously I don't have an issue with any of that. What my issue was is that they're using, basically they said Best Picture nominations, part of the screening process, I guess, to decide who those nominations are going to be, diversity is going to play a part in that. Like, so if your movie cast and crew isn't diverse enough, you won't be eligible for Best Picture. And I find that to be completely ridiculous, because the Oscars at one time, and should always be, based purely on the quality of film, not on the ethnic groups that work on it. That's just my personal opinion. I think it definitely, I guess you could say, cheapens the Oscars when you try to implement something like that, because then you have to wonder, is the right movie actually winning, or are we just getting this diverse vote and that's why it's winning? Like, is it actually winning because of the quality of the movie, or is it winning because of some kind of agenda that the Academy is trying to push? And that was basically my idea for that. But then today, another new policy has come out, and basically it's talking about how now agents, I guess the agents who represent the talent, agents are now going to be allowed to vote for the Oscars, I guess. And I find this a little bit hard to believe, and definitely, I think anyone with half a brain can say it's definitely a conflict of interest. When you have people who represent the people who are being nominated voting on whether or not they actually win, like, how do you not see that as possibly a conflict of interest, and again, cheapening your award? I mean, we should be trying to add prestige to the Academy Awards, because a lot of people don't even watch them anymore. They tune them out. Like, there's people like me who still value, the Academy Awards. I mean, it's dwindling each day with every time they keep changing their policies, but I still actually value film. I believe in rewarding people who put maximum effort into a project and a piece of art, because it doesn't happen very often anymore. And again, that's a whole thing here on this channel, is just kind of preserving the sanctity of film and having it continue in a direction where we can be proud of, and not just be filled with popcorn movies and filled with big budget nonsense remakes or sequels. Like, sometimes we have to fight and we have to stand up and say we want better. And that's my whole point with this whole channel that I'm trying to build right now. And for the Oscars to steadily come out, to continue to come out week after week, and basically cheapen their own awards, it's making it very difficult for someone like me to continue to support them. And I have supported them many times before, when everyone else gave up on the Academy and the whole awards process, thinking it's just one big Hollywood circle jerk, which it is a lot of times. But I still think that a lot of times the movies that win are great films and deserve to be celebrated. But if you have these weird, I guess you could say, criteria for the movies, or if you have these weird criteria for the voting process, how do you know that you're actually going to get the correct winner? And I think a lot of times the winner of the Best Picture award is correct. I'm just talking specifically about that. And for the most part, I believe that about the acting awards too. I think they get it right most of the time. I know a lot of people argue that, but I do believe that a lot of times the best picture winner is actually the best picture winner, like it deserves to be. So for them to now allow agents to vote on this, you're going to have people who are voting for certain individuals or directors or crews or whatever the case may be for their own selfish purposes, not in an unbiased way. I mean, and that's the whole problem. That's the problem with film criticism on YouTube. It's the problem with everyone on social media, is they constantly put their own biases into the way that they view movies. And I think that is a huge flaw in the whole system right now, because people can't look at anything objectively anymore. They go into a movie with expectations all the time, and it has a lot to do, I think, with the wealth of information that is constantly being fed to us through social media and news outlets. We know too much, I think, is what happens a lot of time in these instances. And sometimes, like, if I think back to like the mid to late 90s, and this is when I have the most vivid memories of this, but like, we didn't know everything about a movie that was coming out. A lot of times when we saw the trailer, that was the first time we ever heard about this movie, and it was exciting, and depending on the quality of the trailer, it made us want to go watch the movie or not go watch the movie. Like, but now people have these built-in biases, and they basically go into a movie expecting to love it or expecting to hate it, and that's usually what happens with those two things. It's rare that you go into a movie and you're expecting to hate it and you absolutely love it, and vice versa. I mean, it happens sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it never happens, but a lot of times, especially with these big budget movies, people already have these preconceived notions of what the movie's going to be, and it doesn't matter what the quality of the movie is. That notion is going to stay the same no matter what. And you're going to have that now infiltrating the actual award system by having biased agents vote for their clients in these award shows, and that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And it really ruins the reputation of the Academy Awards, which is supposed to be the most prestigious award for film. But I don't know. I mean, this is just how I feel, as always. I mean, I'm not telling anyone how to look at this, but I think the Academy is doing more harm than good right now with their policy changes. Some good. I'm not saying it's all bad, but at least two of the things, and I've mentioned them both in this video, at least those two things are, in my opinion, damaging their own reputation. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? We'll continue discussion down below. Please, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching.